What were the people in Sodom and Gomorrah actually engaging in besides what the Bible tells us? And what is it that Lot's wife was looking back at? There's more to the story. Just a quick recap for those of you that don't know the story. Sodom and Gomorrah were two cities that were doing very heavily wicked things in the sight of the Lord. God ended up sending two angels to go and see how wicked this place was. And if indeed these cities were as wicked as he was being told, then he was going to destroy them. And he did, but not before allowing Lot and his family to flee from the city. Lot and his family were instructed not to look back, but the wife of Lot decided to look back, and then she turned into a pillar of salt. According to the book of Yasher, cities of Sodom had 4 judges, and by desire of their 4 judges, the people of Sodom and Gomorrah had beds erected in the streets of the cities, and if a man came to these places, they would lay hold of him, bring him to one of these beds, and force him to lie in them. 3 men would stand on his head and 3 at his feet, and if the man was less than the bed, then these 6 men would stretch him out at the end, and then when he would cry out to them, they would not answer. And if he was longer than the bed, then they would draw together the 2 sides of the bed at each end until the man had reached the gates of death. So basically saying foreigner or the stranger is not welcome, and if these men were to come, they'd be tortured. But it gets worse. And when a poor man came to their land, they would give him silver and gold and cause a proclamation in the whole city not to give him any bread to eat. And if the stranger should remain there for some days, he would die from hunger. And at his death, those that recognized their silver or gold would take it back from him. They would strip him of his garments. This story tells us about a poor man that came into the city to seek maintenance. All the people in Sodom proclaimed, as their custom was, not to give this man a piece of bread. One of Lot's daughters was filled with pity on the account of the man, and she fed him secretly for many days. She would go and fetch water, and in the water pitcher she would put the bread. The people of Sodom and Gomorrah wondered how this man stayed alive for so many days, and when they found out what she was doing, they brought her before the judges. All the people of Sodom and Gomorrah assembled a fire in the street, and they burned her to ashes, all for feeding a man. The stories continue. There was another traveler that went into the city of Admah. Traveler asked the young woman for a drink of water, and the young woman went into her house, fetched the man bread and water to eat and drink. When the people found out what she had done, they brought her before the judges. Another woman that broke the law. Do you know what they did to her? The people of the cities assembled and brought the young lady, anointed her with honey from head to foot, as the judge had decreed, and they placed her before a swarm of bees, which were then in their hives, and the bees flew upon her and stung her that her whole body was swelled. The woman cried and cried, and her cries ascended to heaven. The Lord was provoked at this time. That is when the Lord sent his 2 angels. The angels told Lot to flee with his family. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and Gomorrah and upon all the cities fire from the Lord out of heaven. Lot's wife looked back to see the destruction of the cities, for her compassion was moved on the account of her daughters who remained in Sodom, for they did not go with her. So daughters, at least 2, remained in Sodom. Lot had more than 2 daughters. It could be possible that the daughters that remained were also the ones that were married, and therefore their husbands remained as well.